I'm Bev Adams. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And I'd like to show you this cute little gift card envelope that is perfect for Valentine's Day. And you can slip your gift card right in the pocket, something to use for whatever you choose. We're using a stamp set called B.Y.O.P. If you're like me, most of the gifts I give now are gift cards. And this stamp set is perfect because it's all about buy your own present, B.Y.O.P. And so I'm going to use it for this cute little Valentine's card. This set works perfectly with the gift card framelit, which has a banner similar to this, but I didn't buy that framelit, so I'm altering it a bit, and I'm going to use it with the envelope punch board. I measured my gift card and I found the card size that I need here, and so it says that I need 5.5-inch square cardstock, so I'm going to punch it at 2 3/8. And I need to score it, so I'm pulling out the score tool right from the envelope punch board, and I score. Now I'm going to rotate it so that that score line is aligned with this little pointer. I don't have to measure once I make that first measurement. I just turn, line it up with the score line, punch, score, turn, align, punch, score. And that gives me my envelope. Typically, we would use an envelope this way, and you can do it that way if you'd like, but I'm going to turn it and use my envelope this way. I want to take care of this point right here, so I'm going to remove that, and I'm also going to round the corners. This envelope punch board comes with a corner rounder on the top. You just need to put that point in, make sure it doesn't wiggle, and punch. To remove this point, I'm going to fold my small portion down so I have a straight edge at the top. And I'm going to put that point at the 1 inch and then slice it with the trimmer. And so that lines it up really nicely like that. I want to do my stamping, and so I need a scrap of Whisper White cardstock. And I'm using Real Red ink. Going to stamp 2 little hearts. Punch these out with the heart punch from the Itty Bitty Punch Pack. They are not exactly the same. I believe that framelit will be exactly the same. I had some technical difficulties, so I'm redoing this portion of the video. This cardstock is 2 5/8 by 6 3/4, scored at 3 inches, and this is going to be the part that pulls up the gift card. So I'm going to stamp here. I need to hold this paper still so it doesn't move while I'm using my Stamp-A-Majig. You can hold your Stamp-A-Majig whichever direction is comfortable for you. This is comfortable for me. So I'm going to ink my stamp with the imaging sheet right in the corner and put the block in that corner and slide right down. And that puts the image on this imaging sheet. From here, you can place your image exactly where you want it. This just barely fits on this 2 5/8 inch cardstock. So I'm going to place the image there, put the Stamp-A-Majig back in that corner, remove the imaging sheet, and then put the block back in that corner and slide down. And that places your image exactly where you wanted it. Folding it at that 3-inch score mark, going to punch a hole with the 1/16 punch, and then I'm going to take a piece of Whisper White baker's twine and push it down through the hole. This piece is really way longer than I need. You only need about 3 inches or so. And I'm using my piercing tool to poke it through the hole. So I have my loop. I'm going to put my fingers through the loop, grab the ends of the baker's twine and pull the ends through. And then I'm just going to trim the baker's twine fairly short. So this can then slide into my card. My other stamping I need to do will be on a piece of 1/2 inch by 3.5 inch cardstock, Whisper White cardstock. And this one's something to use. Again with real red. And I should be using the Stamp-A-Majig, but I'm just hoping I can get it in there, and it just fits nicely. And this is another framelit that's in that set that I don't have, and so I'm just going to trim it by hand. Going to use that same hole punch to punch a hole in this. I'm punching a simple heart with the Sweetheart punch. I just love the shape of this. And this is a place that you can write your little greeting. And I need a hole punch on there. On my sample and my directions, I just put the hearts on with dimensionals, and you're going to need to trim the dimensionals into half or use the portions here, because the heart is just a little bit smaller than 8-dimensional. I'm going to go ahead and put the dimensionals on again to lift them up, but I'm going to hold them onto my envelope this time with a brad. And so I'm going to turn my Stamp and Pierce mat over so that I can use it on the pierce. Actually, I guess this is the more pierced side. I want to make sure I get this right side up. So maybe what I should do is make sure and hold it this way so I can get my hearts going the right way. And then I'm going to pierce these and use a candy brad to hold these on a little bit better than they were before. And these are the candy brad bases. You could use the little mini brads too. Those would be fine. but I was using a candy brad base on the other side, so these will coordinate. So I'm ready to use my adhesive. I'm going to place the trimmed side over the untrimmed side. And then fold that up so this will open like that. I can go ahead and put my gift card in, and that's ready to hold. Put some baker's twine wrapped in a figure 8 around here, several times around. And I'm using the candy dots, the Real Red candy dots from the Brights collection, and they pop right into the candy bases. These candy dot bases can be used by themselves with the candy dots, or you can also put pearls or rhinestones in there. So that's the back. I cut the Stacked with Love Designer Series paper in fourths. So 1/4 is 2 1/4 inches by 3 1/4 inches, and it's just really the right size here. Using a paper piercer and placing a piece of baker's twine between the legs, basically, of a brad, and placing that into the hole. And then I'm using you want to be generous with your adhesive so that you don't pull up the brad. And place that right in the middle of your cardstock. I'm going to just pull up I'm using a tapestry needle actually, but the bad thing about the tapestry needle is you have to thread it on each side, and that's can be a challenge. I wanted some separation between these two tags, so I have one side with the heart and one side with the greeting, and then I'm going to put my bow between those two so they kind of hang separately. And you could actually put a marker or your piercer in that loop to keep that loop open if you'd like. So then you can write your greeting, your special love note to the recipient of your card, and put their name and sign your name. There's one more thing I wanted to do. I wanted to put one more candy dot on this candy dot brad. Something to use for whatever you choose. Thank you for stopping.